everyone, what's up? Welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well because I've got a fun one for you today, and I'm still slightly sick, so we'll see how we get through this. And I do have my Harry Potter cup of lemon tea. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Though that is kind of obvious because I've got the red hair. If that's not a warning label, I don't know what is. This is actually going to be a tag video, as I was tagged on this by Adriana over at Carbon Bonded Books. I've been meaning to do this for weeks, and then I keep going, oh, I'm gonna film all these long videos, and then I get distracted or I get sick, so I don't film at all. So this is 25 questions. I had to write it down in my little Harry Potter book. As you can see, we've got a theme going, so I will see how we do with all of these. The first one is, what's your channel about? And well, it started off as just, telling y'all about books that I read and I love or occasionally hate that like nobody else seems to be talking about. And it is still that, but also now, as y'all have noticed, I have a let's just make people smile because the work week sucks like segment that's, my garden and my puppies and my trip to the aquarium. Just, cute, happy, like animal nature, make you smile stuff. And books, because who doesn't love books? That's why you're on Booktube. How old are you? Oh, we're starting off like offensive early on, but whatever. I'm 35. I've been called younger. I have had trolls try to tell me I'm in my 50s. Whatever. Though on a good day, I'm 3. If you make me mad, I'm a number that I can't show you on my fingers because it would be rude. Yeah. Relationship status. Well, I've been living with the same dude for 11 years now. So there's been occasional threats of getting married, but yeah, then I'd have to go do like the whole proper wedding thing, even though we'd be like, well, I can't really say it's proper because you ain't catching me in a white dress, and I'd like max out at like 30 people, which that number keeps dwindling every year as people show their true colors. But yeah, every time I'm like, think about it, and then it's like, oh, well, we need a place to live for the doggies. The car died. We have to go get a new car. Yeah, other things come first, because even small weddings ain't cheap, and I would have to, like, plan it out and do something big enough for people to come from out of state and get babysitters. Because if I wore a dress and didn't invite my girls, it'd be like dyeing my hair. They might get together just to off me, because I don't do the girly thing. Like, this is my high maintenance look that y'all are seeing. Like, normally it's throw it in a ponytail and mascara and an eyebrow pencil and call it good. Because I like the idea of being girly. I see all these chicks, wearing sundresses and cute outfits just to, like, go to the mall because it's summer and Tuesday, or when I was in school, just in class because, hey, it's cute. I'm like, I think about doing that and go, oh my god, I look pathetic and desperate. I try to do girly and I feel like everybody's looking at me going, oh my god, look at that chick, all like just desperate begging people to look at her. And I can't do it. No. I'm not that girly. I'm the t-shirts and shorts kind of girl. Eyeliner and like nail polish is my, oh my gosh, over the top. This is a special occasion. So I did go to college. I initially went to Georgia Southern for journalism, and yeah, that did not pan out. I ended up dropping out and eventually, way later, going back to the Mythbusters School, or as most people know it, New Mexico Tech. And I got a degree in physics and minored in explosives engineering. Yes, girls can do that. And I did temporarily have my dream job of I was making fireworks for Disney World, and I not only did I get to like improve or make the mixes, I got to test them, which, dude, I got paid to look at fireworks. And think of when you have a plan and it's working out. That's so cute, you think it's gonna last. And now I'm working QA for something that isn't blowing things up and still trying to get back into the paid to blow stuff up outside of the military. So, like, if y'all have connections or know somebody that's, like, hiring and doesn't go through people every, like, 2-3 months, because I would probably have to move and buy a new place, let your girl know. Because, yeah. Kat needs a new job. That is what she went to school for. So, and where am I from? Well, I grew up in Georgia. We're not going to say where I'm living now because there's a reason that none of my stuff is ever location tagged. Certain people don't need to know what part of the country I'm in. We'll just go with, I'm still in the U.S. So, yep. My 10-year-old, like, what would I tell my 10-year-old self? I don't know. 10 years old was a long time ago. Probably that, yes, boys will come and go. You still gonna have some fun. You're gonna make a lot of bad decisions, but it's all good. It'll work out in the end, because, yeah, I might have been boy crazy at that age. I think I actually had, like, one of my first, like, actual crushes out, instead of, like, oh my god, celebrity, because I was totally gonna marry Tom Cruise when I was 3. So, maybe my initial plan's not working out is a good thing, because, no. So, yep, I had a crush on a boy in my class, and he didn't like me because I was pink. Well, hey, I've had a couple marriage proposals since then, so apparently being pink is a good thing because it goes with the red hair. And everybody needs a redhead at least once in their life. So, about my family, well, we're kind of all spread out. Some of us get along better than others. Technically, I'm an orphan at this point, but I stole my longtime ex's mom and stepdad. So, yeah, I've got, older brothers. I've got a half-sister that I actually have not seen since my mother's funeral years ago. And, of course, I guess at this point, after 11 years, the live-in boyfriend counts as family. So, my favorite holiday, like, if y'all haven't noticed, is Halloween. That will tie into a question later. Dream vacation. Oh, that's an easy one, because I think about it all the time to keep myself going to work, is, like, one day I'm going to have the money for this, is I'm traveling all over Europe. I love, like, the whole, like, medieval Gothic castle thing. So I would just be touring the heck out of castles, but I am also, if you haven't noticed, a bit of a nerd. So, like, I love me some Harry Potter. I have to go check out the filming locations and where they, like, some of it was actual, like, on set. Some of it was in a real castle. I need to go to all of those, but also I love me some Lord of the Rings, so I actually have a guidebook of where they did, like, their filming scenes for Lord of the Rings, and I want the one for The Hobbit as well. So we're, like, going to New Zealand, and I am all kinds of geeking out. Like, that's just not even a question, and of course we have to stop at Disney everywhere, because I'm a Disney girl. Yes, I get that's kind of weird. I love creeping off the little children. I don't want any of my own. But I'm 3 years old. I'm a Disney princess. Yay! So, yeah. My biggest pet peeve, like, I can't stand when people act all hypocritical. Like, I had somebody the other, week was sitting there, was complaining about, oh my god, I can't believe these people did this. So, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, weren't you on the bandwagon of let me trash all these people for doing that? He's like, well, yeah, but, they did it first. So people are bad for doing this, but when you do it, it's okay because someone else did it first, even though you insulted them and, like, wished death on them for it. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Just, no. Cannot stand fake people and hypocrites. Like, yeah. What book changed your life? like, I'm gonna have to go with the Harry Potter, because that's, like, what got me into reading. Well, that and Christopher Moore, but mostly Harry Potter. And at one point, I wanted to be a writer. Well, honestly, I still do, but yeah, I'm 35, and I've posted some books on Amazon that I wrote. I have a cookbook and a little making fun of myself, basically dealing with crap, like, autobiography, but, yeah, I'm not an author. I've made, like, $10 on that. So, yeah, writing definitely, like, that's, like, my escape from crappy real life, and it's because of Harry Potter, so, yeah, we're gonna go with that one. What simple invention changed the world? I feel cliche on this one, but I'm gonna go with the wheel, because that is about as simple as you can get, but it's incorporated into everything now as a straight up wheel, as, cogs that tend to be, round with little things on them, but generally their overall shape is round. They make the world go round. Yeah. Favorite movies and TV? Well, Mythbusters is, like, literally that's how I found the college that I finally graduated from, because me and my ex's stepdad, that's my daddy. I love telling everybody that when I introduce him to friends. This is my daddy. And he's my ex's stepdad, that we would sit and watch Mythbusters. And I occasionally pretend to be vaguely intelligent. Like, he is a certified freaking genius. There is nothing this man can't do if you give him, like, 30 minutes to learn about it. And we would watch Mythbusters, and over the commercials, we'd go, oh, so I think this is how it's going to play out. No, this is how it's going to play out. Sometimes we'd agree, usually, sometimes we'd disagree, and he would always be right. And, they explain stuff at the end, but sometimes the concepts didn't really make enough sense to me. And so he'd grab out the pen and paper, and we'd start doing equations and diagrams. Yeah, see, this is why this works. Like, okay, we got more in depth into it. So, like, that was our show. When I was, still, that's how I got to live in California, was I was living in their guest room. And he traveled for work. He's home, and it's Mythbusters night. I do not work this night. Like, y'all gonna have to figure something out, because we need to watch our show. And then, of course, again, I love my Harry Potter. I love my Lord of the Rings. You can't go wrong with any Jackie Chan movie. Well, okay, I say that, and I've watched two that I didn't like. Like, I think Jackie Chan, and I think, like, hilarious, like, Kung Fu. And no, these were, like, serious, like, acting, and that was sad. And, of course, I'm totally a Disney girl. Like, like I said, I'm a Disney princess. I'm Merida. Deal with it. I'm still 3 years old. That is my I'm sick or in a bad mood, I need happy kind of thing. Describe yourself in 3 characters. Well, I mean, I did get into Harry Potter because my 7th grade science teacher called me Hermione, so I guess I'm Hermione. Because, yeah, I have not grown up at all. But I might also have to be Bilbo and Gimli from Lord of the Rings, because I love my books. I didn't get pudgy because I don't like food. And while I do not go outside, because, yes, Ginger does not do outdoors. I need to have, like, well ahead of time knowledge that I'm going to be outside, because I need my 100 SPF and time for it to soak in and plan, like, a sun-protecting outfit. But I like to look at all the pretty flowers and the bunnies and the birdies and things that are outside checking out my flowers. And I am still a redhead. I am a little 5'2" with my shoes on, munchkin. And much like Gimli says, when somebody crosses me, bring your pretty face to my axe. We gon' throw down. You don't cross the Ginger. The shorter, the meaner. And nobody ever suspects, because I'm not above busting out the pigtails and pretending to be sweet and innocent, so you will look horrible if you try, the little girl in the pigtails. Dream job? Well, See, I was gonna be a famous, like, best-selling author and then get to star in the movies with, like, super hot co-star that has doggies instead of children. And we were gonna get married and go all 101 Dalmatians. That, yeah. I'm short, I'm not blonde, I'm pudgy, my luck ain't that good. But I'll settle for the job that I went to school for and had for almost 2 years of going back to making fireworks and watching them for a living. Like, that was freaking awesome. Despite the sexist pig that I had as a manager, it was still freaking awesome. I want that back so bad. First spell you'd learn. Well, as much as I love my doggies, I want to learn to be able to, like, talk to them, and we can actually, like, understand each other. Might make it easier getting them to take their meds and their bath if they understand mommy is not trying to murder them. Or, like, oh, you're not feeling good? Let's figure out what's wrong instead of... Might make the vet a little bit easier, too. And get all the bunnies to finally let me pet them. Instead of going, oh no, it's a human, I must hide. Or at least hop like 2 feet away. I want to pet the bunnies. But they won't let me because I can't talk to them properly. Favorite childhood memory? I don't know, I've got a couple that are, entertaining. I think one of the funniest ones is I miss this girl. I used to hang out with this chick, Raven, who lived with her grandparents. And we would go down the street to the park in her neighborhood and go, like, exploring. Because it had a playground, like, right up front. And there was, like, creeks and woods and, like, all kinds of stuff. Like, if you wander the trails and whatnot. And I remember one time we got bored of the playground. And we were wandering down to the creek. And we heard something in the woods. And, of course, being little girls with imagination, we were convinced, like, oh my gosh, it's a serial killer. We're gonna die. Run! Something's in the leaves. And we go tearing out of, like, the trees that really were not that far away, like, through the playground, all, like, halfway home. Or at least, well, what felt like halfway home. We were still, like, in the park. We're running for our freaking lives. Keep hearing something chasing us through the leaves. And it's a freaking bird. We were convinced this, like, little sparrow, robin, whatever, like, stirring up these leaves was this huge somebody out to get us. When we finally figured out, like, we laughed till we couldn't freaking breathe, because, oh my god, we got scared of a freaking bird. Yeah, we're totally, like, tough. Like, we've been watching Xena, we're badass. And we got scared of a bird. We might have had some imaginations and played off of each other. It was a good time. Favorite social media? For somebody that's, like, has a channel, I'm not really into the whole social media thing. Like, I'm not properly young and into all the media and the proper, current languages and stuff. So I'm gonna have to go with Facebook because it's the only other one I have. And it's good for going, hey, let's keep up with people and, quick updates and, sharing pictures, and I can still find all the Halloween and Harry Potter groups and all the recipes for things that I pretend that I'm going to make, but yeah. I never am because they're sugary and I'm, like, borderline diabetic and the boyfriend doesn't have a proper sweet tooth because he's a California boy and I'm from Georgia. Those two things do not go together. So, yeah, we're gonna go with Facebook. Any fictional character you could bring to life. That's a hard one, because I've got a lot of characters that I really like. Like, I love Jodie from the Christopher Morse series, Blood-Sucking Fiends. So, if you ever make that as a movie, like, can you do it, like, soon before I get super old? Because one of the last times when I read that book, like, when I actually got to meet Christopher Moore, I was about the right age. Because Jodie is this, like, 25-year-old redhead that has turned into a vampire living in San Francisco and has, like, a boy plaything. She's like, well, not only is she redhead, but now she's a vampire. She really can't go out in daylight and needs a daytime minion, and so we get her boyfriend. And she's like, I'm loving this. I can go out at night. Can't nobody mess with me because I'm a freaking vampire. Only thing that's gonna hurt me is sunlight. I can dress and do whatever I want. Yeah, I'm looking, extra sexy. You wanna try me? I said no, and you gonna deal with it. Like, I love her. But then again, like, I would totally hang out with Fred and George, and me and Bilbo would just be stuffing our faces and discussing books. Me and Gimli would just be getting feisty together or hanging out with Merry and Pippin. Like, there's so many characters that I would love to freaking chill with. Honestly, I would love to hang out with Sophie from his, like, the Secondhand Souls, which is another Christopher Moore book, because Sophie's a little girl that you love her so long as you don't have to raise her, because, oh, she's feisty. And I love the scene where she's, like, in timeout and at, like, Catholic school, because she named the 4 horses of the apocalypse, and they're, one of them is Sparkle Darkle Glitter Tits. Like, that's a cool freaking little girl, as long as you're not the one in charge of disciplining her when she does all the bad things, because you can't keep a straight face. And she comes with a pair of hellhounds, or goggies, as she says. So, yeah, I can't pick just one on that. Favorite animal? Well, I'm a sucker for, like, if it's fuzzy and will let me pet it, but especially my doggies, yes. And that's my little man, yes. And he's so sweet to mommy, but, yeah, part of the reason we don't have people is he loves mommy, but he was an abused street doggy and still has not gotten over that. It's gonna take you like 6 months of daily bribes to get him to like you and not prove what a little badass he is if you're dumb enough to turn your back to him, because he might have a little Napoleon complex. Old person behavior. I haven't actually yelled at anyone to get off my lawn, but I might have thought it, and, well, as y'all will probably start seeing more of, I like the whole bird watching thing. I have a bird feeder in my backyard, and I like seeing what lands on it and under it as we get the bunnies like to nibble all the grass that pops up under it. We have Pearl the squirrel that comes and hangs out. Well, at least she did last year. She hasn't been that adventurous yet and eats the sunflower seeds. I haven't seen Simon yet this year, and I'm really sad about that. I want to see my little chipmunk Simon. But yeah, I'm totally let me look at my garden and bird watch and nap. So, I have a few old people behaviors. But then I'm 3 years old and I get hyper. Hidden talents. Yeah, I'm not sure I have any talents, but people seem to like my cookies, so I guess my hidden talent is I'm a good baker. Like, they don't look pretty. Like, you're gonna have to close your eyes if you eat my food. Like, if you want pretty, I can direct you to some of my friends that, like, make their stuff look gorgeous, but I can come up with some good freaking flavors, and my cookies will be nice and chewy and delicious. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't plan that far ahead. I try to plan a little bit because, well, I have to pretend to be an adult, like whatever the heck that is. And I'd like to go do all of this stuff, but I still have to pay my bills, so I can't. Dang it. But I'd like to say not here because, yeah, the weather is not nice and there's not enough trees. I need somewhere shadier, but yeah, I bought this place back in 2018, and now it would probably go for, like, last I checked, like, 80 grand more than I paid for it, which is, like, over, like, half of what I, took out on this place. But it wouldn't buy me much, because I'm in one of, like, the cheaper places to live. So, in 5 years, I'll be wherever I can afford a place and have, hopefully, a fun job again. And show yourself an item and its significance. And this might not look like much, but it's one of the last things my, actual, biological mom got me. Actually, I was still in my teens. At the time, I was going to Georgia Southern, and we never had, a ton of money. I didn't ever make my first trip to either Disney until I was in my 20s, and my like adoptive-ish parents sent me and a friend for my 23rd birthday, because to them it was, nothing. To me it's, oh my gosh, earth-shattering. Like, they spend more on a bottle of wine with dinner than I would on, like, 2 weeks of groceries for the family. But I love Halloween, and I was home for the weekend, and me and Ma had gone to the mall, gone to the Yankee Candle, and we usually didn't buy anything, but you gotta stop in, and it makes fire and it smells pretty. And it was around Halloween time, which is my favorite holiday, so sometimes she would forget my birthday. She'd get busy, she'd get confused. Like, towards the end of her life, I had moved to the other side of the country, and then I moved to New Mexico. She was still in Georgia, had some health problems, so she was basically housebound the last few years of her life. And I had moved years before that to try to be able to do something where I could take care of myself and hopefully her too one day. And we saw this, and it was supposed to be like, a candle holder. But I got excited because it's creepy and awesome, and it's Halloween-y. And she might forget my birthday, but she always would call me eventually, and half the time it would crack me up. I still have a voicemail, even though she died several years ago, of her telling me happy birthday on Halloween, because Halloween came around, she thought of me. So I got excited, and even though it was like $20, which is a ton of money, she bought me this, and now I still keep it on my bedside table and use it for my water glass, because I can't have candles. I have doggies. They would burn the house down. But this is year-round my bedside table creepiness. So, yeah. And then the last one is just to tag people. So, like, I think this would be fun. Some of my, like, favorite booktubers to do this. Like, Adriana's already done this, but I think it'd be really cool to see Matthew from, the man with the hat, and Maggie over at Maggie's Books and Stuff. Like, they both seem like really cool people, and I think they would have some really fun answers to this. So I hope you enjoyed that. So once again, I'm Kat, your favorite ginger bibliophile. I hope you have been entertained, and I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.